Facebook was created in 2004 by Mark Zuckerberg while he was still attending Harvard University. Originally called The Facebook, it spread across the Harvard campus and eventually to Stanford and Yale, becoming highly endorsed by the student body. In 2005, The Facebook was officially called Facebook, and the domain facebook.com was purchased. Unlike other social media sites, Facebook was only allowed for college and university students, companies, and organizations with valid email IDs with their associated institutions. It has now become widely popular that anyone with a valid email address can have a Facebook account, currently putting Facebook at 1.01 billion users. We are going to look at who these current users are and how they have changed, looking specifically at adult use of Facebook and how these older generations use social media platforms.
Depending on which social media channel that you're looking at and that you're talking about, the popular demographic changes significantly. So for instance, when Facebook first appeared, it was mainly those hip, younger generations, but we saw an increase in the age group, so now it's most popularly utilized, and the greatest population or popularity increase was identified within white-collared occupations, male figures in their early 40s. So that's a very big difference of a generation that we saw compared to when Facebook first appeared. But that being said, it always seems to be that the younger generation, the teens, the pre-tweens, are the ones who are the first to jump in the bandwagon of social media. And then we see it sort of trickling along with people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s following it up. And then when the popularity increases with the older generation, then these young people move on to another social media channel, sort of inventing it, making it more popular, and then, yes, older folks like us, we follow that trend.
Dr. Monica Ancu, assistant professor in the Department of Journalism and Media Studies at the University of South Florida, St. Petersburg, found that 51% of all Americans aged 50 to 64 and 33% of these over 65 had an active Facebook account.
I'm up to 310 friends. There's probably people on here that I don't really talk to or I'm not in contact with that I could probably delete, but I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, so I don't do that. A couple people have died on here.
This age group is the fastest growing category of users on social networking sites. She also found that older adults find Facebook fun and a good source of emotional gratification. While they still use it for emotional needs and connecting to what their friends are doing, this aspect they are similar to younger users.
Probably look at other people's profiles and kind of investigate what they're doing, especially my kids. I like to kind of creep on their Facebooks because I don't see them because they're away at school, so I like to go on there and just kind of keep up with what they're doing.
Respondents of this study said playing games and using entertainment apps is the most popular activity, followed by browsing friends' profiles and photos. The largest group of online users have an average age of 40 years and are more likely to be consumers rather than producers.
Who wants to engage in a conversation, anyone who wants to express their opinion is where social media is geared towards. It filters out, or it has less institutional information in there, so that information that you can get outside from, say, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, those will be the conversation flows in social media, and the idea is that the constant interaction between the user and the creator, and the user becoming the creator at the same time, is what social media is really all about.
Well, we definitely know more about what's going on in everybody's lives. Like before, a lot of people on Facebook that I'm friends with now, I had no idea like what their families looked like, what their kids looked like, what they did for a living. I would just see them and kind of hang out and that kind of thing. And now I could go in and look at everything about them and their families and their extended families and what their likes are and dislikes are.
While the majority of Facebook users continue to be individuals in the age range of 18 to 34, the older generations are continuing to grow in number and productivity.
Though a majority of their Facebook use time is consumption rather than production, the percentage of production has increased to 26.2% of users regularly producing content. Dr. Ancu's study also shows us that of the participants she surveyed, they have an average of 65.16 friends, with 84% having less than 100 and 10% having between 100 and 200, and the remaining 5% having over 201 friends.
This, along with Dr. Lee's insights, as well as the information obtained after interviewing Ms. Park, we've been led to the conclusion that older generations use Facebook just as we do, in quantity and for the same uses and gratifications.
Though we may want to think we don't partake in the same social media consumption habits as our parents, we found that we have more similarities in our Facebook uses than differences.